Hey everybody, you are kicking it with the homeboys. My name is Clint Wetherell. I'm here with Mr. Scott Adams, and today we are bringing you another episode of Moron Real Estate. For all of you that don't know, what is Moron Real Estate? Moron Real Estate is Mr. Adams and myself looking at some social media clips, TikToks, Facebook, wherever it comes from, and we are analyzing some of the clips that we see out there. A lot of people claiming to be experts. There's a lot of really bad advice out there, isn't there, Mr. Adams?
Yeah, there's a lot of morons. There's a lot of smart people and some good advice you'll find out there, and hopefully we can help people sort out what's good, and what's moronic.
So nobody is safe. If you're posting stuff out there, the homeboys are coming for you. So anyhow, with that said, let's get into this.
Yeah.
Here's number one real estate tip that nobody talks about. It's not burst strategy, it's not flipping, and it's not wholesaling. It's called rental arbitrage business. Rental arbitrage is basically renting an apartment or a house and you're legally subleasing it and making rent on top of your rent. So let's say your rent is $3,000 a month. You advertise it on the websites like Airbnb, VRBO, Expedia, and you make $6,000 a month. You pay the rent $3,000 and you take home $3,000 every single month passively. In fact, this is a strategy that I used to become a multi-millionaire by age 26. So if you want to learn how I did this, give me a follow and I'll teach you everything.
I'm calling complete and utter BS.
100%.
You know, I'd pay for the guy to come on the show and have us interview him about him becoming a rental, a real estate millionaire by 26.
I want to see some receipts.
I do too. So rental arbitrage. So this is saying that you are going to rent an apartment and then you're going to sublease it out and cram as many people in there as quick as you can. It's like a vacation rental or an Airbnb, and then make a premium on what your rental price is.
Right. So somehow you find a landlord that isn't maximizing their property and isn't bringing in the most they can on that, and then you try to do that and scrape money off of someone else.
Correct. So the owner of the place, say if you're doing the one performing the rental arbitrage, the owner would have to be okay with, call it 100 random people coming and going in their investment property, for the year whenever he thinks that he's renting it to one person.
Yeah. I can't imagine.
Why would someone be okay with that? Even if you, like this guy, were to disclose this to, whoever the owner is,
right.
Your success rate to finding someone that would be open to that has to be near nothing.
Yeah. So people who own real estate are typically very invested in maximizing said real estate and getting the most dollar they can out of it. Once if they were to see that you can get more money by doing this, they're just going to do it themselves. And first of all, there's very few leases out there that exist that would allow this, and
almost no insurance policies.
None that I know of. And so it's, did he pull this off once or twice? Maybe, but he's still on the hook if it doesn't work for the 3,000. What if he can't? And I, everyone talks in these fake numbers. He brings in $6,000 a month on it. Well, the average Airbnb property management fee is 35 to 40%. So you're already down to $4,000 on that. So it's not like he's making $3,000. And then it's just not a sustainable model. It's something that people can give lip service to. It's just not something that's gonna provide the long term. I'm calling complete BS. I think it's ridiculous, and I hope people aren't listening to it. Yeah, don't listen to that. And one last thing. Find a way to buy that real estate and then maximize it yourself. Quit trying to scrape off of other people's, it's not a way to build wealth.
Leeches.
Yeah, they're just let me try to make money on your real estate. No, build your portfolio, invest in real estate, become wealthy. Real simple.
Next up.
Here's how to pay your house off early. Do this. By making one extra payment towards your principal every single quarter, you pay your house off 11 years early. If you can't do that, at least make one extra payment a year. That will shorten your mortgage by 4 to 5 years. The info's there. The choice is yours.
Awesome.
Love the video. Love the editing. Pretty cool. I mean, Yeah,
great.
I'm on board. This is something that's been around. I've heard this advice given for a while, and it's great.
We do this. So this is real simple advice and easy to follow. This is something that we really believe in that not enough people are talking about. We don't take the cash flow out of a lot of our investment properties. We just pay down any debt that's on them in an accelerated fashion. So if, say one of our buildings in southern Indiana, our 30,000 square foot mixed use building, we got a big influx for a restaurant, up front, all of this money. We didn't just pocket that and go buy Ferraris. We paid down what little debt we have on that building. We believe in doing this, and he's making it real simple to understand and how quickly you can build wealth that way and pay things down. Quit listening to people who are like, cash that baby out, refi and reinvest. It's okay to build equity in properties. You don't have to leverage everything to the gills.
It's a simple piece of advice that over the long term goes a long way. So, yeah, I think it's something that it's great. It's managing your debt in a smart way, and I'm completely on board.
Guy's the opposite of a moron.
Amen. Next.
Hey, babe, tell me why you don't need a real estate license.
Because you can sell paper like you do and make 6 figures plus a month.
What she's talking about is called wholesaling houses, flipping contracts. My name's Paul. I've been doing this for over 3 years and over 300 deals. What I do is I make cash offers on houses that need work, and I get them at a big discount. I don't have to have the cash, though. Listen to understand. So I make a cash offer to a seller. I send them a purchase agreement for their house that needs work. Once they sign a purchase agreement, I'm going to find a cash buyer investor in my local Facebook investor group, Craigslist, or even a realtor that may have one. I'm going to sell them the rights of my contract for $10,000-$20,000. Once me and the cash buyer agree on a price, I send them an assignment contract. I take my purchase agreement and my assignment contract, give it to my closing company. The seller and the buyer is the one who actually go to closing and will close on the place. That's when I'll get paid. See, because I'm not selling houses or representing anybody, I'm just selling a contract. You don't need a license, you can make a lot of money.
So he's just openly admitting that he's a liar and, committing fraud. So he's saying, I write offers that I have no intention of ever performing on or have the money to actually close on. He just straight out starts with that. So you're offering people on houses that you don't intend to live up to your end of the bargain.
Cash offer.
Yeah, wouldn't you don't have that cash.
And he even says that you don't have the cash.
Right. I have there's a lot of ways wholesalers can make money, and we buy a lot of houses from guys who do this. It's part of the business. I do not think it is a way to hold your head high and to build wealth in real estate. You can make short money getting in other people's pockets. You're taking advantage of somebody who, if you were more ethical, you would take that property to an investor and partner them with it and make a real estate fee. I think that is the old-fashioned and moral thing to do.
Well, I think that you can only do it if you don't have a license. I've heard of people that wholesale with a license, and to me, you have a fiduciary duty to your client, to maximize, their bottom line. It's
Great point.
Part of the code. And, if you're making a cash offer to someone and then assigning it to somebody and taking $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, are you representing your client, the best way? I don't think so. Two, the real estate market is so hot right now. Who has a house that is willing to go to a wholesaler and do this? I mean, literally everything sells within seconds. There's nothing on the market where our office is. So are you talking just the absolute worst houses in the worst neighborhoods that, you're seeing this?
As you and I know, that's the world of wholesaling. It's typically, C- properties, the kind of properties we would never deal with and don't.
But they say we buy your house cash.
Yeah, and they're lying. Which is not a great way to start, in my opinion. Listen, I know there's a lot of people out there that think this is a good way to get into real estate when you don't have money. I would argue it's not. It's not a good way to operate because you are being dishonest from the get-go and you are getting in other people's pockets. We built our careers on helping make our clients as wealthy as we can, to guide them, to make them the most that we can. We have a fiduciary duty as licensed, and bonded real estate professionals to help people maximize. And this is the opposite of that. So it just rubs me wrong. Next one.
Of debt so much.
I don't understand. Why do you love debt? Who in the world loves debt?
Any millionaire, duh.
But I've learned the exact opposite. My goal was to pay off my house in 5 years.
You clearly don't understand how to use debt.
Okay, now I'm curious. What do you mean?
Easy. Leverage the bank's money, you leverage other people's money, and go buy income-producing assets.
Okay, is it easy?
Yeah, just keep refinancing and using other people's money, keep buying income-producing assets, rinse and repeat.
So how do I get started?
Easy, by following me.
It's easy. Nothing can go wrong.
I mean, I love the fact that money.
Yeah. Other
playing in
people's
the
money.
background.
Just more people playing with other people's money.
We are not students of this way of thinking. Leveraging everything to the hilt and just thinking that this market is going to continue this elevator ride up. It's stupid. You're setting yourself up for disaster. Like, having equity positions, it safeguards you against downturns in the market. Whenever you're leveraged to the hilt and refining till you die, like a lot of people say, at some point, the chickens are going to come home to roost. I mean, it's the rubber's going to meet the road. The economy's going to go the other way, and you're going to be upside down in your real estate investments and looking for either the bankruptcy attorney or literally paying your assets off each and every single month. I don't know. It really drives me nuts that this whole wave of people have come in and say just refi everything, take as much cash out of everything that you can. Don't own the home that you're living in. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, so there is leverage doesn't have to be an ugly word. Leverage for people who are conservative can be a tool that you can use. He's not talking about responsible leverage. To throw leverage out the window, he's right in the sense that leverage is a useful tool within real estate and for real estate investors. However, I guarantee you, he doesn't know the proper use of leverage. He wants to take it to the hilt. And
every millionaire, duh.
First of all, that's not true. That's not true. We deal with a lot of millionaires. We are millionaires. These people don't do it this way. This is the greedy way that we see people fail all of the time. They look so great going up, but the first little bump in the road, they just crumble. We've seen it with really smart, really hardworking people. Can't do it.
Long-term plan and conservative. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
You're so boring, though. That's so boring.
I'm stable.
Right.
That is Moron Real Estate for today. We really appreciate you joining us. Always be aware, the posers are out there. There's always somebody trying to make it sound like they know what they're talking about in real estate when the actuality is they don't. So please be safe, be conservative. It's a long-term system. It's not something that happens overnight. But anyhow, I'm Clint Wetherill. This is Scott Adams. Till next time, happy investing.